Hi guys, in this episode of Trail of Curiosity, I'm gonna be reacting to a trailer to another horror classic getting another movie. Hi guys, in this episode of Trail of Curiosity, I'm gonna be reacting to the trailer for another horror classic getting a reboot slash sequel slash whatever you want to call it at this point, because all these franchises have had shit ton of reboots and shit ton of sequels, so who gives a shit at this point? We just want more, you know? That being the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've heard that this movie is not gonna be good because it's a Netflix movie. I think people are expecting it to not be good, and from what I remember, I've even mentioned in my previous reactions where I reacted to other horror movie trailers, like for the Scream movie or for the Paranormal Activity movie, that I had heard about this movie being shit, or supposedly going to be shit, and I don't know if it's gonna be. I'm still gonna give it a chance because why the hell not? But hopefully this trailer for the movie is gonna tell us whether this is gonna be an interesting movie or a waste of time. I'm actually even yet to watch the Scream movie and the Paranormal Activity movie, which is the one that I'm actually more interested in. So you can expect a review of that one sooner than the Scream one, because I've never really been a Scream fan, but it is like an iconic slasher horror franchise, so I will be checking it out. But I'm really interested to see the Paranormal Activity movie, and depending on how this trailer reaction goes, maybe I'm gonna be checking out this one as well, especially since it's on Netflix. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the trailer and see whether anything's gonna interest me about it. And by the way, if you're curious, my favorite movie in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the 2003, I think it was a reboot. Pretty much any movie franchise from the horror genre that has a reboot in the early 2000s, it tends to be my favorite. I love the 2000, I think it was 2010 Jason movie. I really like that one. I like the 2009 was it? Nightmare of Elm Street movie. I really like that one, and I feel like people overhate it. And I like the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie as well. So yeah, I'm curious how I'm gonna feel about this one. So without further ado, let's get into the trailer in 3, 2, 1. Okay, a car crash. Okay, sounds ominous. Doesn't look too bad so far. Oh my god, that was actually kind of creepy, I gotta say.
So Harlow is a ghost town.
We have a vision for this place. All it needs is young blood.
I don't want to live here. This is a chance for people to start fresh somewhere safe.
Okay, I can already tell you the plot is a ripoff of Wrong Turn 6.
Let's do this.
I'm pretty sure even of one of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies.
We really shouldn't be here.
Okay, that is creepy.
This is Hardesty.
Sally? I'm afraid your old friend's back.
Is that gonna be another character?
For years I've been waiting for this night.
She is one of the originals, isn't she? This is another sequel, is it?
Leatherface.
Okay, I definitely have some things to say about this.
Looks like it's you that he wants.
I'm not gonna let him kill you. Fear no evil. Fear no evil.
Try anything and you're canceled, bro.
Can we stop with adding social media in horror movies, please? I hate that shit. Social media is a fucking cancer. The only one that is kind of useful for society, and even that is debatable, is YouTube. But every other social media needs to burn in hell, if you ask me. But okay, I definitely have some things to say about this. First of which is that it's actually not that bad. It genuinely looks like a cool and interesting movie. I'm actually interested in checking this one out. It looks scary, it looks gory, it seems like it's gonna be not that bad of a movie. But don't get me wrong, I think the plot is gonna be garbage. Like, outside of the deaths being cool and everything, the plot is just gonna be just another reboot, sequel crap that we've seen in all these horror franchises already. It's like new characters with potentially some connection to OG characters moving to a place where the legendary villain still lives, and them getting murdered by him. Like, this is literally kind of the plot of already one Texas Chainsaw movie. I don't remember which one it was though. And it's also the plot of Wrong Turn 6, which is one of the most disgusting movies I've ever seen, and it's not because of the gore, actually. So this is by the numbers sequel reboot in terms of its shitty plot. But it actually at least doesn't look like complete garbage. Like, visually, it looks really, really good. And we're gonna go over the shots that I'm really impressed by. Like, it genuinely doesn't seem that bad. It's not gonna be a good movie in the sense that it's gonna be like a movie that is gonna stick in my mind forever. Like, it's not gonna be a thought-provoking movie or a movie that really scares you in the bottom of your heart or anything like that. But I think it's actually not gonna be as bad as people made it out to be before. I think it's actually gonna be pretty solid. At least it's gonna be a good movie to enjoy visually and in terms of the scares and the deaths. I think it's actually not gonna be that bad. But so yeah, now let's just check it out scene by scene and see if there's some cool stuff that we can talk about a little. So, whoops, nope, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just go. Okay, so even right from the beginning here, where we have a car crash into this, what's the word for this in English? I don't know, into this farming machine, let's call it. I don't know, even that thing seems like more, it really seems like there's more vision behind that car crash itself than I expected, honestly. I thought it was just gonna be a by the numbers Netflix horror movie, but it doesn't seem too bad right off the bat. Like, it just gives me the feeling of like actually quality director behind the camera. Then we have a really ominous scene here with the girl surviving the crash and looking around and getting scared. Like, it's actually kind of creepy, you know? And then this shot here, which looks like CGI. Can you actually see him in the sunflowers? I can't tell, but like, I don't know if this is CGI. It might not be. Looking at the sunflowers, they look like garbage CGI. But him showing up and rising above them like that is fucking creepy. And I really like that. That is really creepy. And then we have by the numbers explanation for the plot. Kids and teenagers and young adults who don't want to be in a place where there's no contact with the civilized world end up going there. And guess who lives there? Fucking Leatherface. Like, I definitely think that's gonna piss people off, that plot. And especially coming from Netflix, I think it's definitely gonna piss people off. I really don't care, and I don't think I will care about these characters. But to be honest, when have horror movies in the past like 20, 30 years, especially the more popular one, when have they ever been anything but teenagers with no personalities being murdered by iconic villains? Like, even in the 80s slasher craze with like, when we got like shit ton of Jason movies or shit ton of Freddy movies, in those ones we still just pretty much had teenagers with barely any or no personalities getting murdered by the iconic villains. So this has been just part of the course. So for people to complain about it, well, I do understand it. While I would like more actual cool characters in these movies, it's like something that I've kind of been like, I'm done complaining about it. I'm just gonna try to enjoy the movie. And then, of course, we have the copying of the goddamn recent Halloween movies, with reintroducing the old badass character who fought the main villain, or at least was part of the fighting against the main villain, coming back and fighting them again. I don't even know who she is, but I recognize the cast of the, what I think it was the original movie, right? I wonder if it's the exact same actress. Considering how long it's been since the first one, I'd say it is probably the actress from the original. But again, I feel like this is just a ripoff of the recent Halloween movies, which are, in my opinion, not that great, and I'd rather take any other Halloween movies, even though Halloween's not really even anywhere near my favorite out of the legendary horror slasher franchises. Yeah, there's definitely some really cool visual direction. Like, I love the colors and the direction and everything. Like, this looks really cool. Like, looks really aesthetically pleasing. And the gore, of course, is so good. Yeah, I'm gonna wait and see, obviously, whether it actually is bad or not in terms of, like, the introduction, the inclusion of one of the OG characters. But it just feels like lame copying of what it already exists. And that, combined with the plot, which is very much by the numbers, sequel reboot crap, I don't know. Like, for all the crap that I gave Wrong Turn, The Foundation, about not being a Wrong Turn movie, at least it came up with an original story. That's why I've mentioned before when I've reacted to horror movie trailers that I don't hate the movie. I think it's a good movie. I just hate that it's called The Wrong Turn, because Wrong Turn is about the 3 human-eating cannibals. I feel like they could have reinvigorated the concept in some way without moving away from it completely. And they could have just called that movie The Foundation or whatever, and I would have enjoyed it so much more. Because it just pisses me off when a completely unrelated idea is shoved into a franchise just because it wouldn't have sold otherwise. Because the movie is goddamn good. I feel like people would have liked it regardless of whether it's a Wrong Turn movie or not. And it seems that it might be the same case for Paranormal Activity, which again, I haven't seen, but I've obviously done the trailer. I've done a reaction to the trailer, and it seems really different and might be good. That's definitely gonna be something I'm gonna be watching soon, and we'll be doing a review of, so you can expect that, like I said earlier. And hopefully it's gonna be good. Like, for all my issues about just tackling on a new, completely unrelated idea in an existing franchise, I also don't like just doing this kind of by the numbers plot. But we'll see. We'll see. It definitely seems surprisingly good, though. It seems surprisingly scary. Like, the reason why I even decided to do this trailer after hearing that this movie is not gonna be good is because of this shot of Leatherface. Like, this looks gruesome and scary, and I fucking love it. Like, there's definitely some visual direction, good visual direction behind this movie, and I'm excited for that. I'm really excited because of that. I feel like, if for nothing else, I'm gonna enjoy it for the visuals, dude. Although this scene in this bus or whatever it is that fucking Macy Williams? Because that looks like fucking Macy Williams to me. But this scene pisses me off with the inclusion of goddamn social media. I hate social media. I don't know if that's apparent in my videos, but the more time passes, the more I see our society be more radicalized and collapse more and more, the more I wish internet was never invented. Because so far it's brought us more downfall, more bad things than good things, in my opinion. And including it in a movie just feels, not only feels cringy, but it just takes me out of the movie. Like, why? And I'm pretty sure that this is something that goddamn Halloween movies, the recent ones, have also done as well, which just, it seems silly, okay? Just don't do that. Why? There's no reason to include it. I personally wouldn't complain if a horror movie does not include social media like this. Especially when it's like an 80s slasher type horror movie that includes that stuff. It just seems silly. Like, I can understand it for some movies like Truth or Dare. Because it feels like a more modern horror movie, but this is an 80s slasher. It just feels jarring to have social media included in it like this. Although I really like the massacre that's seemingly gonna happen here. It's gonna be really, really cool. So yeah, overall seems like a pretty cool movie. I'm definitely excited to check it out whenever it releases, or if it has released, because I have no idea. I haven't kept my eye on any information regarding it, so that's what I'm gonna be doing after I'm done with this video. But it seems like a cool movie, better than I expected it to be. Hopefully it's gonna be as good as I'm hoping that it is going to be. But I am curious, what do you guys think about this movie after seeing the trailer? Do you think it's gonna be good? Do you think you will personally enjoy it? Because I feel like I will enjoy it, more or less. Especially because I'm, for the most part, pretty lenient on movies in general. Like, as long as I'm satisfied to like a certain level, like as long as a movie is above average for me, I'm sold. I don't care. I always try to look for the positives of a thing instead of just complaining about the bad things. Although I will point out the bad things as well. But it seems like a really fun movie, and I honestly can't wait to watch it. So yeah, what did you guys think about this trailer? Comment down below and let's have a discussion about it. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 3 patrons on Patreon: Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, and Shenchez. Thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. They have decided to support me. And for those of you who have continued to support me for such a long time, thank you very much as well. I really, really appreciate it. I hope all of you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And now, before we end this video, I just want to talk about something to you guys very quickly. Which some of you may or may have not noticed before or know about me, that being the fact that I am trans. And yes, this may come as shocking to some of you, because I don't really flaunt it that much on my channel, or at least I feel like I don't. Outside of like my K-pop reactions, which is where I feel like the most comfortable being myself like this. And yeah, I am in fact trans. I'm not necessarily full-on male to female, but I heavily want to transition to being pretty female. I do consider myself more non-binary though, or maybe gender fluid would be the best descriptor as well, because I do have occasional moments where I feel fine being like just a normal guy, but most of the time, like right now, I do feel very dysphoric. And that's why I'm asking you guys for any help that you can give me, because my situation right now, I don't really see any way outside of you guys' help. Because, and this is gonna be kept short and concise, I live with my parents. They're never going to accept me as a trans person. They just never will. And as a matter of fact, back when I started the YouTube channel, I was actually kind of slightly starting my transition back then, with like starting to grow out my hair. I even got to DIY HRT, but because my parents started noticing certain things, like my behavior had changed a lot and my clothes had changed a lot, I kind of had to stop doing that, because they were constantly nagging me about cutting my hair, and just started to kind of be threatening in a certain way, and felt like they were ashamed of me and everything. And that just kind of stress just tired me out to the point where I just gave up. But as dysphoria goes, it just doesn't go away, you know. I still feel like this, and in fact it's somewhat been intensifying again recently, so I just wanted to share this with you guys. And again, I would really appreciate any amount of support you can give me in regards to this, because I just don't see any way out of this. Because even if I moved out of my parents' house and got myself a job and everything, that's just not gonna work for long-term planning, because once I transition, it's like I probably will not be able to get myself a job, because my country is very transphobic. Nobody gives a shit about LGBT people at all. So there's not even much I can do even in terms of transitioning here. So yeah, I don't know. I just would appreciate any amount of support you can give me, be it monetarily or in any way otherwise. And this is not about boosting my channel or anything, or guilt tripping you with my sob story. I just wanted to get this off my chest and make my subscribers aware of the situation that I am in, and that I would appreciate anything that you guys can help me out with. It would mean literally everything. Like, for example, a friend that I made after starting this YouTube channel, my good friend Yuri, has been helping me out a lot. And I genuinely might have not been here if it wasn't for him showing up and befriending me. So yeah, this just went a little bit longer than I intended, but I would just really appreciate anything you can support me with. That's kind of ultimately what I'm trying to say. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the list in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me over there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy. And I think this is pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!